All right, so we are here, and let me tell you. Let's see, we got back Saturday night from Florida, and everything that you hear about the plane difficulties and travel and things like that, all of that is very much true. At least, and what I experienced, what we experienced on the way back, going through Orlando. When we got to the airport, dropped off by our top coach cruiser, James Pope, um, the lines were insane to check bags. I mean, insane. It's like something out of a movie. The lines went for over 100 yards. People just trying wait at 100 yards. That's downplaying it. It was way longer than that. I mean, you would just walk and walk and walk and walk and walk, and that's how long the lines were to check in bags and things like that. Hey Tim, hey Z, I see Michelle is here. I know Mike Lito Tito had checked in. Z Show, what's ever up, everybody? I hope everybody's having a great night. Christy, I see, just checked in. Hello, Christy. Hope you're doing well. What was I gonna say? Yeah, I was bad about getting when this was gonna come out. I mean, I tried to stick to my Tuesday 7 p.m. and as most of you know, I even did that on the ship with little success. The second one was a little more successful than the first one, but the first one I was going crazy, running around the ship trying to get Wi-Fi, and that's one thing that I will say about the Mardi Gras, because it's a newer ship. I thought that it was going to have better Wi-Fi. I thought maybe the electronics and the technology and things like that would be more updated, and you know that the Wi-Fi would work. And I was looking forward to having the best Wi-Fi I had ever had on the ship, to this point. And unfortunately, that was not the case. That was it's frustrating. It's frustrating being on a cruise ship. I know there's talk of that space tech or whatever being available for ships in the future. I hope that is the case, because at least from a cruise creator standpoint, it is very, very frustrating. I know Derek from Island Time shares that sentiment with me as well. So, all right, let's see who we have here. Z, hello again. Lido Tito, flights are crazy now. Hoping everyone gets to Miami for the Horizon cruise. Yes, I'm glad I have an earlier flight. On that note, Mike, I know you all are getting in even earlier, which is cool. I think we're going to arrive around noon. So I hope to meet up with you all sometime in the afternoon for some beverages or lunch or something like that. And we're actually staying on, I just booked the hotel yesterday. We're on South Beach. I was looking at the Holiday Inn, but it wanted like 350 or something dollars, and then it was about half that to stay on South Beach at a particular place. So it's South Beach. I can't complain. Let's see, Z Show. No, Z. They definitely did not put the new system in as far as the Wi-Fi goes. So hopefully, maybe, well, I don't even know by Celebration. Celebration's just around the corner, so that's probably not the case either. So now I know I titled the show by, saying recapping the Mardi Gras and getting ready for the Horizon. So let's start on the Mardi Gras. I know Lido Tito was interested in hearing my take, and I'm going to do a separate video on this, not just a live, but I'll start with the food. And you can jump in and fill in the gaps that I leave, because there are so many options. I'm sure I'm going to forget some. But you know what? Let's talk about a venue that exists already on every Carnival ship, but it's different. And we'll talk about the differences here in just a second. But the Java Cafe. Okay, and some of you might be saying, okay, well, yeah, they have coffee, they have donuts, they do milkshakes and things like that. But the Java Cafe, what's noticeably different about this one are these grab and go options. Like, for example, in the refrigerated section, something you might see at an airport in the refrigerated section, they have a bunch of different bowls. Some have yogurt in them, some have granola in them, some have fresh cut fruit in them, and you can grab whichever ones you want or mix them together, and just have a light breakfast, kind of like an a la carte thing, and just take it, and that's a wonderful option. Now, in addition to that, and I took advantage of this several times throughout the course of my 2 weeks, the sandwiches that they provide you in the Java house. They have, breakfast sandwiches up until about 11 a.m., I believe. And then after 11, they have like lunch sandwiches, and they will toast them, kind of like if you went to Subway or Jimmy John's, or, wherever the places that toast your subs and stuff and your sandwiches. You would, just say, hey, let me get that ham, egg, and cheese croissant there, and could you toast it for me? And they will, and you can ask for 2 of them or 3 of them if you want, and they'll set you up. I know they had like some Philly cheesesteaks for lunch. I never got to try one of those, but I remember seeing it in the little window, thinking, I need to come back for that. So I thought, even though that's an existing place that everybody knows about because of the coffee and in most places the milkshakes, they've stepped it up. So it's almost new, even though it's old. All right. Now let's go to one of the newer venues, Chibang. Okay. Now we ate there. I only ate there twice, and we ate there once the first week for dinner. And just to be honest, it was okay. I got kung pao chicken, I think, and I enjoyed the kung pao chicken at Gigi's. On some of like Horizon and Vista has Gigi's, but and the thing, and like I said, I only ate there once. So maybe if I'd had multiple dinners there or something like that, I would have tried some different stuff and been like, oh wow, this is really good. So it was okay. Hey Tex, what's up? Kevin Cruz with us on the second week, and he's checking in with his soon-to-be wife Jamie, and I'm guessing Jamie's on here somewhere. So hello Jamie, if you're not signed in yet, but great to see you both. There she is. What's up, Jamie? So we had a great time, having drinks and eats with them over the course of the cruise, and going on the bar crawl and everything else. So that was really cool. So yeah, getting back to Chibang, we went there for lunch on like the last day, and I had like stir fry, and it was good. And one thing I really did like was the churro and ice cream for dessert at lunch at Chibang. That was really good. And Anita, I know, had like a green tea martini or something that she really enjoyed. So I guess, the my verdict on Chibang is to be determined, because I don't think it's fair to judge them based on one dinner and one lunch over the course of 2 weeks. Shaq's Chicken, however, though, if you were watching hey Bruce, Ocean to Ocean Travel, thanks for checking in. And Yolanda is here, and I gotta mention Yolanda and her husband Andrew here in a second. But Shaq's Chicken, that is like the first place that I went to on the very first day, and you may have seen that video already. And my buddy, he got the chicken sandwich, the breakfast chicken sandwich, and some chicken tenders, and he really liked those. I went with the Shack Attack and the Aristotle, I think, the first time around, and then later on I went to the Uncle Jerome. I'm in love with the Uncle Jerome chicken sandwich. So good. It's got just the right amount of spice. It actually could probably even be a little bit spicier, but it is just so good. That ended up being my go-to chicken sandwich. And I went to Shaq's probably 3 or 4 times before I even went to Guy's. I ended up going to Guy's only twice, but it's partly because I'd already been to Guy's and I wanted to try out some of the new things that they have available. But for me, Shaq's definitely lived up to the hype. And yeah, so we'll get back to the food. Okay, yeah, Z's saying okay. talk to me about Shaq's chicken. I will just say this, Z. If that was the only eating option on the ship, I think I could. I might be tired of chicken sandwiches by the end of the cruise, but I think for a good week plus, I would be just fine with eating Shaq's chicken sandwiches and fries and things like that. It's that good. So, so yeah, I wanted to mention Yolanda and Andrew because they were also on the cruise, and we were hanging out with them a lot that second week. And actually was editing some video from the last day today, and there was a little clip of Yolanda and Andrew playing bingo with Anita, and that's going to be in there. But we were talking just in general about shop and doing these videos and the Coach Cruise channel and everything else like that. And I said, yeah, now since I'm official, there's more pressure to put out better content, put out better product to keep the channel growing and things like that. And I had noticed the week before when doing one of the bar crawls, somebody had this really cool selfie stick, which basically tracks your facial movement and things like that. So essentially it keeps the camera steady and gives you better video footage and things like that. And my buddy Claudio's like, oh yeah, you need to get one of these, because I just had the cheap little selfie stick, and I upgraded and went from a $15 selfie stick to a $30 selfie stick, and I thought I was really moving up. But then I saw this thing, and it's like a little robot moving the camera around and following you. And Claudio, who's in digital media and is an expert in all this video footage, he's like, yeah, you got to get that. And I'm looking at it, and I'm like, well, how much is it? And he's like, well, you can get it for like $169, this and that. And so I'm talking about all this different equipment I need or whatever. And I gotta send a big shout out to Yolanda and Andrew, because I was going to PayPal because I was sending off t-shirts today. And I always tell people to, put in the notes what size shirt, colors, everything. And you, of course, see your account balance in PayPal. And I was like, it looks bigger than it was. Did somebody buy, some more t-shirts that I didn't know about? And Yolanda and Andrew, were very generous gift. And I want to thank you both for helping me in an equipment fund, I guess you could say. So it was a very wonderful surprise and great way to start the morning. So I wanted to thank them definitely for that. So let's see. Tim, yes, I'm going back up. I'm catching and I see Michelle is an Uncle Jerome fan too. All right. So Tim, I did try the Thunderstruck Nacho Burger. As a matter of fact, the video that I edited today, I have a picture of it, and I ate it twice. It was so nice, I had it twice. I went back on 2 different days, and I got the Nacho Burger. I really like it. I like the heat. I like that little bit of spice. That's one of the things I like about the Uncle Jerome. Let's see, at 10 on my food list. Okay, yeah, so yeah, definitely, Lito, you will like that Nacho Burger. They Thunderstruck Nacho Burger, whatever you want to call it. But the thing about it is that is not one that they are prepared for. At least they're not on the Mardi Gras. Tim, I don't know if you noticed this as well when you got your Nacho Burger, but both times that I went and got my Nacho Burger at Guy's, they started making it, and then the guy walked into the back kitchen and handed it off basically, and then another guy came out at 30 seconds later or whatever, and finished it off. So I don't know whether the Thunderstruck Burger is going to stick around or whether they're going to have to clear some space on their food station to fit in the ingredients. But yeah, both times I ordered it, they had to walk it in the back and then come back out a few seconds later. So yeah, Z. Oh, you know what, Z? I heard about that. I think it was on Derek's Island Time show, Derek and Amanda's show. Last night I had heard about you losing that 25 pounds. That's awesome. That is awesome. What's the goal, Z? Like, what's your ultimate goal? You've already gotten 25 pounds down. And yes, that is awesome. Yeah, okay, so Tim, you got some of the very first ones. Oh, okay. All right. So Tim, yeah, I know Tim sent me a picture right away, saying that in the first week, because Tim was on with me the first week, and we got to do the bar crawl together and hang out a little bit. And I know he had sent me a picture of it right away, and I don't even know if I got up there that first week. So okay, so we've talked about guys, we've talked about shacks, we've talked about shebang, and one thing I did very little of, and I kept going by, and I'm telling you, I don't know where the time goes, or maybe I just go eat at shacks and then I'm not hungry or whatever the case may be, or there's just so much to do, and those 2 weeks just flew by, but I only did street eats once. But I love the concept. I put it in one of the last vlogs, and it's a very, very cool concept. They just have the smaller dishes, and though they change, my understanding daily. So you could go a different day, and you're going to get a different item from each of the. There's 3 stations, I believe, that give you the free food. It's right next to the seafood shack, and then on the other side, you have Blue Iguana. And there's one place that I did not go. It's not that I dislike Blue Iguana. It's just you have so many different food options. And let's see. So Tim, Yolanda, Jamie, Tex, Andrew, Tim, I don't know, and Lido and Michelle. I'm curious. All of you I know have been on the Mardi Gras. What places didn't you go? For all of you that have been on the Mardi Gras and say, hey, we were here and we didn't do this. We didn't eat here. We didn't eat there. Because I had 2 weeks and I think I hit every place at least once, but I just admitted to one that I didn't do, and that was Blue Iguana. But I've been there and that hasn't changed much. Well, Bruce, I think you said you're going soon, right? In a month or two? Sean? Okay. And Sean, did were you able to hit most of the food venues? Because there's so many, right? Let's see. Let's so go through them. We got Chebang. We got Cucina, Del Capitano. We have Guys Pig and Anchor. So I went to all of those. I went to the steakhouse. I went to Rudy's Sea Grill, or we went to Rudy's Sea Grill. The Street Eats, the Seafood Shack, Shack's Chicken. It's hard to keep track, honestly, of all that. And obviously, the main dining room is another one. Okay, so Jamie's saying there's so many places we didn't eat at, so much to choose from. Absolutely. And Sean says, no, in 7 days we did about half. Oh, yeah, Lido, there's another one. Like I said, there's so many, I forgot about it. Yeah, Emerald's. We went to Emerald's one time, and we got the jambalaya, which is very good. And I'm interested to see if Michelle, because I know you say you have the best jambalaya, if you tried Emerald's jambalaya, because I thought it was very good. And then we got the shrimp and oyster po' boy sandwiches. Rudy's. Okay, Michelle, you didn't eat at Rudy's. Okay, so the one thing, and Michelle just mentioned Rudy's, so let me touch on that really quick also. So Rudy's we went to, Anita and I went to that on the first sea day. And the appetizers, we had 3 appetizers each. 2 of the 3 appetizers I had were amazing. So anybody that's going to Rudy's in the future, there is this scallop appetizer. It has some crazy name that I could never remember. If you'd have to pay me money to try to memorize it. But there's this scallop appetizer, and then it's covered in like this creamy cheese sauce. And it's amazing. Like, I'm not exaggerating. It's amazing. I would eat that as an entree if they gave me enough of it, but it was absolutely fabulous. The second appetizer I had that was amazing is the seafood bisque. It reminded me a lot of the lobster bisque, but better, because the lobster bisque from the steakhouse, that is, which I love that as well. But the lobster bisque in the steakhouse, they are really getting skimpy on the little pieces of lobster. You hardly see any in any spoonful. Used to be you'd get some little chunks of lobster. Now it's almost like just regular soup. Still tastes great, but the seafood bisque has noticeable chunks of seafood in almost every spoonful, and it was just delicious. So those two things, and then the third thing I got was the fried calamari. To be honest with you, it was fried calamari. It wasn't bad. It wasn't amazing. It was just, I like calamari, but I'm not going to say, oh yeah, you have to get the calamari, because you don't. Pick one of those other things, or as a matter of fact, pick two of those scallop things with the cheese stuff on it. Anita got the lobster mac and cheese. That was really good. She also got the seafood bisque, and there was a third appetizer, which was, whatever, nothing special, that she tried as well. Now, as far as the entrees go, she got the stuffed lobster stuffed with crab meat or whatever. And initially she was like, on camera, she said, oh, that's really, really good. And then after eating it more, she was like, yeah, it's good, but I wouldn't say, it's amazing or anything like that. So, that's one of their more popular choices. And the waiter had said the other really popular choice was red snapper. And I got the red snapper, and I will say it was very good, but I'm not going to tell anybody like, oh, you have to get that. I will say, like I said, those scallops and that cream cheese stuff, oh, amazing. And the seafood bisque, amazing. Dessert, Anita's not a big dessert person. So I think they give you 3 choices, and 2 of the 3 choices were like an apple cream or an apple cheesecake. Okay, and I love apple pie, and I'm a pretty big fan of cheesecake too. So the combo together seemed like a no-brainer. And then the other choice, which I don't get to eat very often, but when I do, it's great, the key lime pie. The key lime pie, also amazing. Pass on the apple cheesecake, whatever. Don't get that. I don't even know what the other one is, but don't get it. Get the key lime pie. If you've ever had a key lime pie that you liked, I promise you, you'll like this one. I mean, you might even love it. I mean, I loved it. So that's Rudy's. That's a recap of Rudy's. So I hope I did a good job there. I'm scrolling up here because I know I've been yapping. And let me catch up with the questions. And thank you again, Yolanda and Andrew. Okay, text says he liked the street eats. It was pretty good. I always like French fries. That's the Irish in me. You can't go wrong with potatoes and Irish. They go together like bees and honey. Let's see. I wish we could have been there. Yeah, Bruce. I mean, when you do go, you're gonna love it. And Jamie. Okay, so emeralds. Yeah, the shrimp and po' boy. I really like the jambalaya, the shrimp and oyster po' boy. I've had better in New Orleans, but it was good. Tim didn't do Rudy's. Michelle, you all didn't eat at Rudy's. Oh, okay. Yeah, Bruce, I'm just seeing your thing that you're not going to be on the Mardi Gras. Well, I mean, that ship's not going anywhere, so it'll still be there. Oh, okay. Sean, you did the teppanyaki. That's something we didn't do. We did do bonsai sushi. I ate once by myself there the first week when I was late to dinner, and then the second week Anita and I ate there. Sean, okay. And Lito Tito is doing teppanyaki for the first time. Yeah, it's a fun experience. Yeah, you know what? Yolanda was saying the Blue Iguana I also didn't go to. The steakhouse I only got to once. The Sea Grill we did get to. And the buffet, the only time we went was from breakfast, one time. So there's a lot of them. Oh, okay. Michelle is saying she will make a corn and crawfish bisque. Oh, I will do that. I will do that, Michelle. I will eat a couple bowls of that for sure. Hey, Tony, I haven't seen you in a bit. I hope you're doing well. All right, appreciate it for checking in. Yeah, and Yolanda, I know we had talked about that. So the pants thing at the steakhouse, they're holding to that rule pretty strongly, at least during the week. Now I will say, on the first and last day, now the Rudy's, when I went in there, I asked. It was the first day, and I thought I've had luck on the first day wearing a nice polo and shorts in the steakhouse in the past. We weren't going to the steakhouse the first day, but usually on the first day and then the last day, because of people packing or unpacking, they're a little bit more lenient. So on the last day of the first week, we had a couple people in our party that had shorts, and they let them in. They let them in. I had told everybody in the party, if you got pants, wear them, because maybe if there's only one, they'll let everybody. But they let us in. It was the last day. And on the first day with Rudy's, with Anita, I went and I asked the hostess, because I did have pants, but I didn't want to change into them, because I just wanted to wear a nice polo and some khaki shorts or whatever. And she said, yeah, on the first day, they allow it. So there's that. All right, and I'm almost caught up here. Christy, what would you say to convince someone that's never cruised why they need to do it? Trying to convince my brother and sister-in-law to book and go with us in January. Okay, so Christy, I will tell you what I say to people. Let me have a sip of my beverage because well, so people with families, and I don't know, if your brother if they have children or not, but people with families, I always say it's the best family vacation because everybody can kind of do what they want. If you have kids that are older enough or old enough, um, they have all those clubs up until age 17 where the kids can hang out in those clubs and do what they want. And then for the younger kids, for the adults to have some free time to themselves, they offer the babysitting services for a certain number of hours a day. And they even have the night owls or whatever. So you can go and party at night a little bit and drop the little kiddos off. And it's not like you're abandoning them. They're having a lot of fun games and things like that. And from what I've heard from all the parents is most of the time the kids are like, leave me alone, I want to stay here. So if they have kids, I think that's a great option because it gives the parents some free time, but the kids also have a lot of fun. Now, if they don't have kids, the thing that I would say is it offers something for everybody. The cruising does. For example, Serenity Deck. You can escape if all you want to do is relax and be at peace and everything else. You can escape to the Serenity Deck, lay in one of those clamshells, have a couple drinks, read a book, do whatever it is, and just completely relax. If you have a balcony cabin, heck, you can do it out there. You don't even have to go to the Serenity Deck. If you like to, party and drink and everything else, well, obviously, there are bars, in the Lido Deck. People are going and having a good time and just partying and dancing and doing all the fun games and everything else. So there's that. I mean, most of the cruises, well, now every cruise that I'm on, we're going to have like a bar crawl or something. So you get to meet people and hang out. Yeah, so I mean, there's comedy. So if you enjoy comedy, there's stand-up comedy all the time. The theater shows, and I haven't even touched on the theater and the upgrade and entertainment on the Mardi Gras yet, but there's that. For people that like that live music. Something I do on all cruises, not just the Mardi Gras, but like the violinist, the violin trio, and they're on just about every Carnival ship, right? But that's something I don't do. I honestly do not do it when I'm at home. I don't listen to like classical music and things like that. And they don't always play classical music. They'll play a lot of cover songs. But it's just beautiful and just relaxing. And I just like to sit there for 20 minutes or so listening to them play. They have so much talent. And there's just something for everybody. There really is. And then they even have the sports deck. If you want to play basketball or volleyball or do the water slides, and then yeah. So I mean, those would be some of the suggestions, Christy, that I would say to try to convince people, or your brother and sister-in-law. Yes, that's what I would say. Okay, so Bruce is going to be on the Jubilee November 2023. I know we have some other things. We have Derek and Amanda here from Island Time. So, hey, welcome, Derek. Appreciate you jumping in. We were talking about you a little bit earlier. All good things, I promise. Tony G spent today booking flights, hotels, and parking for December cruise to Fort Lauderdale. Yeah, I'm finishing up that right now, Tony, myself. I just booked a hotel for our stay July 22nd. That's just coming up. So it's going to be right around the corner. We got Bruce from Ocean to Ocean Travel. Celebration to decide on the Jubilee for next year. I'm going to be on the celebration New Year's Eve, not this New Year's Eve, the following New Year's Eve. So New Year's Eve leading into 2024. Warm Strong Adventures. Welcome. The live music on ships, especially the Mardi Gras, is outstanding. Yes, 100% agree. Oh, Derek says ready to see you guys next week. I'm so ready. I'm like just fresh off a cruise, and I think today I'm finally recovered from the Mardi Gras, and I'm ready for the horizon. So let's get at it. And then Christy is saying hi to Derek. And you got some Islander gear. Awesome. And yeah, I got some new gear this week too, speaking of, since that was just brought up. Couple new colors now. This is the scarlet, and I have the black on, and we still have some small, and then we also have orange, but orange unfortunately is only available for the larger 2X and 3X. So for example, I don't have a scarlet one because I wear size 2X, and I couldn't get it in that color. They were running out of shirts at the place I get these from, and so I had to mix and match sizes. I really like how these black ones came out. I mean, the colors just pop off of them, but they're not those Caribbean type colors. I guess that's the only bad thing. But you know, the orange and the scarlet, and been sending out orders for those today. So if anybody's interested, I can help you out there. Gary, Glory on 724. Okay, so you are right along with us. We might end up being in one of the same ports. You know, obviously I'm getting on the horizon, but we're 723, you're 724. Very cool. Okay, and Sean's on the same one as you. Okay, very cool, very cool. So you guys, well, there you go. You meeting people already, not even on the cruise ship. All right, so we were just talking about entertainment, so let's go there. All right, now there's a familiar show on the Mardi Gras, and that is Celestial Strings. And let me tell you, it's just for those of you that are Celestial Strings fans, and it's on the horizon. And guess what? I've seen the Celestial Strings about a half a dozen times. I'll be watching it on the horizon again. I will, because I love that show. It's amazing. Anita's just coming in. Wasn't sure if she was going to make it, so let me bring the star attraction that everybody was waiting for. Because I know it's like, okay, now we can officially begin.
Lord.
So there she is.
Oh, Lord.
There she is. So
hey, everybody.
Yeah, I know, because I was telling them earlier who everybody we cruised with the past 2 weeks. So Tex just chimed in there. Jamie, Yolanda, Andrew,
hey guys,
everybody. Lito, Tito, Michelle, Sean, Christy. I mean, we got the whole gang here.
Right on, right on.
Yeah, there's Jamie. Okay, so, oh, hey, thank you, Derek. Really, really appreciate that. Yeah, these, and Derek, you know, I know we have some other creators on the, you know, the channel right now, and we're watching on the live. So let me just say, I know Derek's mentioned it before, and Derek, for those of you that don't know, that are Coach Cruz, you know, just following me and Coach Cruz, Derek has the channel Island Time, and he just hit 10,000 subscribers. So I only got to congratulate Derek in the chat before, but Derek and Amanda, let me say congratulations on video, because that is flipping awesome. Heck, I'll be happy to hit 10,000 in about 5 years. And you hit it in just over a year, which is just absolutely amazing. It's like a YouTube prodigy. I keep saying that, but it's true. Yeah, Ocean to Ocean, that's Bruce. He's saying, hey, Anita.
Hey.
And Warmstrong Adventures. And I forgot. And thank you, Michelle, for reminding me. I swear I'm terrible about that. I'm terrible about asking people to subscribe and hit the like button and everything else like that. But yeah, if you could hit that like button if you haven't done it already, really, really appreciate it if you do that, because that's cool. So that helps the algorithm. That's one of the things I'm looking forward to with this next cruise too, is talking shop with Derek a little bit and having him explain to me all these analytics and how everything works, because the last cruise we were on together, I learned a lot from Derek. So I'm going to learn a little bit more on this next cruise, when we're not drinking, that is, which that might not be too often, but we'll try. so yeah, going back to the entertainment, and first, let's get Anita's take before we go in there, because I've been talking, and it'll give me a chance to get my drink. So we've been talking about the Mardi Gras, and everybody was asking my opinion on the Mardi Gras. So let's start with food. What did you think about the food on the Mardi Gras in comparison to other carnival ships, and what were some of your favorite food items on the Mardi Gras that you had?
Well, what did everybody else say?
Well, they're asking. We've already talked. We're waiting on your opinion now.
I like there were so many more choices. And there was 3 little shops in the back there.
The street eats.
Yeah, the street eats. That was kind of interesting. I mean, it wasn't like fabulous, but maybe if they come up with something a little better as far as food choices on that. But that was kind of different. It was,
Those, I don't know if you know this, but those change daily. So the food items they had there,
right.
Those choices are different each day. So if you went there on Monday, whatever the food choice would be, it'd be different the next day. So.
Hey, Yolanda. Yeah, I just like there was a larger variety of, and the ship is kind of overwhelming. I mean, in a good way.
So there was no food item you had that stood out as like awesome?
Well,
I was telling them about Rudy's and the appetizers that we had that were really good there.
Uh-huh. I'm just he does all the talking. I'm the quiet
commentary.
I'm the quiet one.
Okay. So after that exceptional commentary, let's move on to entertainment. So the entertainment, and I was just starting to talk about it, but I know Carnival Horizon was the first place that Anita and I saw Celestial Strings, and we absolutely loved it. The first time we saw it, they had the multiple stage setup, and so we had 2 stages in the audience, on the side, and then you had the main stage in the middle, of course, and we were like right next to, we were middle, but to the side a little bit near one of those side stages, and it was like sensory overload. I mean, there were violinist trio right here beside us. I mean, so close we could touch them, and then they would rotate around to the main stage, and then new performers or dancers would come to this side stage, and we could still see the main stage, and there was just all kinds of crazy stuff going on. Beautiful singing, beautiful dancing, beautiful costumes, and we were just like, wow, it was just so impressive. And then the next time we got an opportunity to see it, we made sure we waited at the front of the line just so we could get in. The first week of Celestial Strings, for whatever reason, I don't know if it was COVID related or what was going on, but they mostly just stayed on the stage the first week. The second week, when Anita came on, and Yolanda and Andrew and Jamie and and Tex and everybody and anybody else that was on that cruise, they did it like we remember. They had all the side stages, and they were coming out, right, interacting. Well, not interacting, and they weren't like touching people in the audience or anything like that, but they were, running close by and singing right in front of you, and really, really, really cool, just like I remember it. And obviously the Mardi Gras is their top ship, and I think they put some of their top performers there, their top singers, the best voices. I don't know if that's necessarily true. I obviously haven't been on every Carnival ship this year, so I know there's some amazing voices throughout all the cast, but the female lead singer for the Mardi Gras cruises is just sensational. I mean, she can sing, and the male singers as well. I mean, were just great. The dancers, the aerial acrobatics. Now that's one of the things that's new to Carnival, but they what is it? The Love in Vegas is a new show. We Are One is a new show, and Voodoo Moon is a completely new show. All three of those shows take place in Grand Central, and they're just flying all around. And remember, this spans 3 stories, so these aerial acrobatics are on wires and things like that, and just being pulled all around the auditorium there. I don't know if you can call it an auditorium, but the Grand Central area there, and it's really breathtaking. It really is. I mean, just truly impressed. The Love in Vegas show I absolutely loved. It's a Vegas style themed show, and but the aerial acrobatics. I mean, the opening of the show. If you go see my vlogs, you'll actually see this opening. But they have a guy on a hang glider, and he's flying through the Red Rock Mountains, Red Rock Canyon, whatever you call that, on a hang glider, and you just see it in the background. It looks really cool. And then you have women dressed up in the traditional Vegas style costumes and stuff like that, suspended in air and doing flips and all kinds of crazy stuff. And then you have the great singing and dancing that goes along with it. What were you going to say? You act like you want to say something.
Oh no, I'm reading the comments, and Lito Tito says something about, I remember more when I'm not drinking.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It's kind of funny, but
that's the good thing about recording, Lito, is I can remember the next day as long as I have the camera going. So then Voodoo Moon. Now Voodoo Moon, is a little, I guess, more dark production. Where they have some sinister kind of dark shadows flying around, and voodoo magic and all that kind of thing, set in the New Orleans kind of backdrop. And there's kind of a love story at play, but it's not necessarily a good one. It's one where you're just kind of sinister and things like that. But then they have really good music songs that they picked out that they sing in a different way. But again, the aerial acrobatics with these shadow figures flying around, it's really cool. And then the final show, didn't get to see it the first week because there's only one showing of it. But for those of you that are going on the Mardi Gras in the future, do not miss this. It's called We Are One. It's the last show. Now, the reason I missed it the first week, the cruise director talked to me privately, and he's like, Coach, you got to go see this. The reason I missed it the first week is we were at the steakhouse, and I was thinking, like most shows, that they were going to have a 7:30 and a 9:30 showing. So we had it set up to where we were going to go to the 9:30 show, get there 8:30, get there nice and early to get a nice seat. And 8:30 we get there and it's over. We're like, what happened? When's the next show start? Come to find out, there is no next show. There's only one showing of We Are One, which is a beautiful show. And it doesn't have quite as much aerial acrobats and everything, but basically it's a show about us as a people, traveling around the world and seeing the unity. That's Sadie chiming in. The unity and the togetherness of us as a group of people, and just beautiful costumes, It's a taste of, they take you around a bunch of different countries and give you a little taste of the culture of those countries, and then come together as one united people. It's like I said, it's a really beautiful, well done show that I think that you will definitely like. So, in addition, let's see, the live music all over the place. They had 3 to 4 live musicians, groups of live musicians. Some were solo, and some, obviously like a trio and things like that. Oh, hey, thank you so much for that. And yes, Lido, we will be definitely doing that when I see you in Miami. So appreciate that. Let me go back. I just want to catch up because, again, I get talking and then there's a bunch of comments. I want to make sure that I didn't miss anybody. All the way up to Michelle that said to click the button if you haven't hit the like button.
Sure.
And Derek, absolutely. And I'm scrolling back up, so I'm just catching up on comments. So congratulating Derek on the 10,000 again. It's awesome. What's up? I was on the Marty third thing one. Oh, wow. David won $4,000 playing craps. Absolutely.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, that's great.
Cha-ching.
And I watched Derek's video on the fighting and the person that fell off the pier just yesterday, and I haven't seen today's yet, but I'm going to watch it. Yeah, Yolanda. I know we talked to Yoli. Yoli is what our friends call her, but we were talking to Yoli, and we said, hey, we're doing this New Year's Eve cruise on the breeze. You guys should join us. And so she's trying to talk to Andrew about getting on there, and you guys should come. So let's see. Lido Tito. Learn when you aren't drinking, you won't learn much. Yeah. Very true.
Yeah.
David, oh, I appreciate that. Wow, I did not know that. You're the 200 subscriber. Well, I appreciate it so much. I go back and I look some of my old videos and I'm like, wow, that was really bad. And that's one of the things I was talking with some people about on this cruise, is some of the things I didn't know how to do when I first started. And, and I'm slowly learning, and that's why, I'm trying to upgrade on the equipment. I also just got some wireless microphones that, that I'm going to hopefully block out some wind noise when I'm walking outside and things like that. So, yeah, and Jamie, absolutely, the lead violinist, was outstanding. They all were, but she is exceptional. I agree. 12 from doing it twice in a row. Oh, okay, you're talking about crap still.
I've yet to learn craps.
Okay, and again, Lido, thank you for the drink in Miami. We'll get that. And Tim, thank you. More drinks in Miami. Okay, so I'll tell you what, we'll take care of that at South Beach or at the Holiday Inn bar or something, or maybe we'll just pick up some beverages and head over and crash the party over at the Holiday Inn where the crazy islanders are going to be hanging out. All right, so all right, so I think we're all caught up. Okay, one thing I also wanted to mention, let's look at the timer. I can't believe this hour is going fast. We're already down to like 13 minutes. And yeah, you know what, Derek, I haven't even opened the box. They just came today, the wireless mics. So I'm looking forward to it. One thing I will say, that new space age selfie stick that I have here, it is so cool, but there's new buttons and stuff I have to learn how to do. So, for example, your phone could be upright, and then if you want to put it in a landscape mode, you got to hit this button twice, and then, if you want to do the facial tracking, you got to do something else. So I'm going to have to make myself a little cheat sheet and keep it in my pocket, and when I'm using that thing, refer to it. So, I'm still getting good video and things like that, because I'm old school that way. It's like an old dog trying to learn a new trick. It's a little difficult. So I'm going to have to learn this technology as I get it. But it is cool. So we talked about the food. Oh, drinks. We haven't even talked about drinks. It's hard to believe. See, this Mardi Gras just takes so long to get to everything. We've been talking about food. We've been talking about the entertainment. Okay, so drinks. Now they got rid of one thing they got rid of that I didn't like. Oh, thank you, Christy. Really appreciate that. That is awesome to buy more cool stuff for your videos. And I have been doing that, and I will continue to do it, even if Anita doesn't want me to. But she doesn't say anything. She's encouraging, so I think we'll be okay there.
Let's lay back.
Yeah. So the drinks, so they added 2 bars that I really, really enjoyed, the Brass Magnolia and the Fortune Teller. Okay, the Fortune Teller is the one, and if you've seen a single Mardi Gras video, there's at least a 50-50 chance that you've seen the crystal ball. That is in like well, not every video, but about half of the Mardi Gras videos. There's footage of that, including mine. I said it would probably be in mine, and it was, because it is cool when you get there. And, it's kind of like got smoke inside of the little crystal ball bubble or whatever. And then you pop it, and the smoke comes out, kind of like a witch's kettle or something like that, So it is really cool. And it tastes a little bit like a margarita. And they do have some really good drinks. The bog juice is really good, and I was making fun of my buddy Claudio because he edited the first bar crawl for me, and he put the names of the drink, and I guess he didn't catch it going through, but the one of the senior bartenders had wrote down the drinks at all the places. It looked like a U instead of an O, and so he put bug juice. So I was giving him crap about that, saying like, who wants to drink bug juice? That doesn't sound very appealing, but it's a bog juice. And then there's the floating Venus or something like that, the crystal ball. Was there any drinks you can remember that you like?
Well, I do my vodka, but I was kind of shocked that we spent less time at the Alchemy bar. I noticed that it was just there were so many different bars, and then.
Yeah, well, we did spend a good amount of time at the Alchemy bar, but the Alchemy bar, at least on our cruises, was still the most popular bar.
Yeah.
Still by a long way. I mean, it was difficult to get a chair at the Alchemy bar, as it always is. But the thing is this Alchemy bar is much bigger, much longer, and a lot of seating. And it would be hard to get a seat at the Alchemy bar. I know Jason is like the lead bartender there, and he did a fabulous job. I mean, I'm always amazed by these bartenders. They're just magicians at what they do, not just for the impressive drinks they make, but there was one time I was watching Jason, for example, who's an alchemist, and he was making 12 drinks at one time. He said, what do you want, Brad? And then, I had 3 people with me or whatever, and that's Sadie, if you can hear in the background. I know these Mac Pro mics pick up everything. So he said, what do you want? And then there was like 3 other people with me, and they put their drink order in, and then he'd already started on 2, and then he went the other end of the bar, and he took a bunch of orders down there, and he had like 6 cups on this side of the bar, 6 cups on this side of the bar, and how they put the ingredients in a little bit at a time. And I mean, he was making 12 drinks at once and didn't forget what he was doing. It's just really, really impressive. And just the bartenders in general, very personable. That's one of the things I enjoyed a lot about the Fortune Teller. Are the ladies there were just very friendly. Anna Paula, Jennifer, Carolina, who am I forgetting? I mean, there was several of them.
The ladies.
I know I'm forgetting somebody, but I know our first week we'd always go down and have at least one drink there just to kind of talk and hang out with them. They're great people. And then Brass Magnolia, the first week, Milo and Stephanie were the main bartenders there, but it was his last week, and then his contract was expiring. So at the end of the first week, he was so excited. I always love to see the bartenders, or any worker for that matter, if it's their last day and they know they're getting off the ship, they're just so happy. It's not that they hate their job or anything, but when you've been working one place 6 to 8 months, and you get that 2 to 3 month break coming up. I mean, you have to just be that happy, right? So I got to see him the first week, and then my final week, the last night for us was also the last night for Stephanie, who worked the Brass Magnolia. And I actually have a picture of her there. The Bar della Rosa, another new place, and you can get your espresso martinis there, or you can get your coffee there in the morning. That's one way to cheat the line at the Java Cafe, because that line could be crazy long sometimes. So Maria and Vera were a couple of the ladies that worked at the Bar della Rosa, and Maria is crazy cool. Loved her. She was great. Always very friendly, and I got her in the video today. So if you want to see who that is, for anybody that has an upcoming Mardi Gras cruise, there's a little bit of footage of her in there, along with Vera. And like I said, Daniel was really cool at the steakhouse, treated me really well. We'd go to the steakhouse bar a lot for the watermelon martinis.
Ooh.
I mean, ask for the watermelon martini. If you don't like sweet, then ask for the watermelon martini, a little less sweet, but that's an amazing drink. That's their signature drink at the steakhouse. That's one of the reasons. And you can get Blanton's at the steakhouse also, for bourbon fans out there, which, Blanton's is really hard to come by. So that's one of the nice things I like about going on Carnival ships. And Guy's Pig and Anchor, you can get the Blanton's in addition to the crazy good Bloody Marys that they make at Guy's Pig and Anchor, right? And, we're getting down here too. So, finally, and because we're probably going to run out of time here, but Lee Mason, the new cruise director of the Carnival Celebration. If you've seen any of the vlogs, you've seen how much we both think of him. There was a little segment that I included Anita in. So tell us what you think about Lee Mason, just as a cruise director in general. If you hadn't even talked to him, but then also because you talked to him, what do you think about him?
Oh, just adorable. Amazing energy. Just electric. And he made a purpose to spend time with people. He never felt rushed. Like I gotta go. He took the time to speak to people, us of course, and then I was just watching him. People would stop him, and you never felt like he was trying to rush off. Just amazing energy.
And he's got a lot going on, and I tell you what, he blessed me, I guess you could say, because I'm still a relative small timer. I realize this in the whole YouTube world, and he made me feel pretty important, because he said, hey, I watch your channel all the time, I'm a big fan, this and that. And then he gave me what I feel is probably like my biggest break so far in this whole cruise creator thing. But I did about a 30-minute interview with him, and we're still editing that film. We want to get it just right. We had a multiple camera set up. We were trying to make it professional. Thankfully, I had Claudio with me, who is 606 Digital Media, so he does a lot of this type of stuff. He films commercials for companies. He's edited and produced a movie that's actually on Amazon right now. So, I had the right guy with me to be there to do that interview. So I'm excited to see the editing once it comes out. But Claudio's in the process of moving to Houston. So, and then also Lee is getting off the Mardi Gras, or he's just gotten off of it. So the next time you're going to see Lee is on the Carnival Celebration, because he is the new cruise director there.
Lito, talk about New Year's Eve cruising. It's my favorite. Love to cruise during New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
It's just an extra celebration.
Absolutely. And okay, so Lito is going to be on the celebration July 4th. Oh, awesome. Okay, so you're going to see Lee. And Christy is going on the celebration in September 2023. Okay, oh man, Christy, you're getting elite offers? I'm so jealous.
What?
I have not gotten an elite offer yet. The best I can do is ultra. That's the best I've ever done. I've never gotten an elite.
Sweet.
That's Christy's rolling out that big bank. That's what getting those elite offers, not me. Lido Tito, New Year's Eve on the Breeze and Thanksgiving on Jubilee. So yeah, and obviously Lido Tito we'll all be on that one again New Year's Eve. So looking forward to that. Christy, Alaska. Yeah, we got to get back to Alaska. We had planned to go on Alaska. Anita had actually purchased it through Princess because she has a friend that works at Princess, and she had set us up. We had it booked, everything, and then of course COVID, the pandemic, ruined those plans, and we haven't rebooked since. But definitely we're going to do it. And Funnelheads actually, you've seen them on here before. They are flying to Alaska or Seattle or wherever they're starting their Alaskan cruise, and they're flying out today, so they're probably in the process of traveling now, and they're going to be doing Alaska as well. So I see it just now has hit 8 o'clock Central, which means we have reached the full hour, and I guess it's typical for Mardi Gras. We talked about so much, and there's still more that we could have talked about, but you can't. It seems like you can't fit everything in on the Mardi Gras in a week or even 2 weeks, and you can't even talk about everything going on in the Mardi Gras in just 1 week. And we still have the Horizon coming up. Several people on the chat today are on that Horizon cruise with me July 23rd. I'm so looking forward to hanging out with all of them. I had an awesome time and met a bunch of awesome new friends that we talked about on here as well. Some didn't get the chance to talk about, but it was a lot of fun again tonight. And thank you for all the super chats, all of you that put the super chat out there for the drinks and whatnot and the equipment. Much appreciated. And I guess that's all we got. Anything?
I had met some wonderful people on this cruise, and usually I'm very reserved on cruises, and since Brad had started the coach cruise, it's given me a chance to open up more and to be more social, and I'm happier for it. So I'm have some new friends, and I'm excited.
Yeah, very cool. Very cool. And again, I've said this many times, but to echo what Anita just said, that has been the best part of starting this whole channel is building that circle of friends and cruise family bigger and wider. And it seems like every cruise we go on, we do a little bit more of that. And yeah, it's just wonderful. You can never have too many friends.
Good night, guys.
Cruise family. And yeah, we will let you all go, but thank you so much, and we will see you next Tuesday, if not earlier. But I got the Day 7 vlog coming out, so that'll be out probably tomorrow. I just got to upload it to YouTube and do the checks that I'm not going to get any copyrights or anything like that. And thank you for all of you for saying great show and everything, and I look forward to seeing you all soon. Some of you I will next week. All right, take care.
Night.